Good afternoon, good afternoon. How are you today? Well, I'm not sure if it is good afternoon in your end, or maybe it is actually morning. So please do let me know, where are you joining me from today? Where are you based? And also, what are you up to today? As you can see, today's topic is 7 mistakes to avoid when you are live on a video. The reason why I decided to go live today with this particular topic is because so many people were asking me, Olga, how do you manage to look so confident on a video? Olga, what do you use to create videos? And I realized, well, maybe actually it is time to create something for you, to share something with you, because if questions keep coming, that means more and more people would like to learn about that. I'm really happy to see Kim from Philippines and Suresh from India, and I'll be waiting for more people to join because I think this particular message should go today international. And the reason why I would like this message to go international, because we are right now zoomed in, zoomed out. We are on conference calls. We are doing online dating. We are meeting friends on their birthday parties and everything else. And of course, let's not forget about our businesses, right? Because when you're in a business, one of the best ways is to showcase your talent, your gift, your product, your business is through the video. Simple as that. But of course, there's some common mistakes, which I am sure you noticed as well. So I would love to hear, let's play this game. I would love to see what the most horrendous mistakes you have seen when it comes to video. What do you think is the big no-no? Please make sure you type in the comments whether it is on YouTube, Facebook, or LinkedIn, because right now we're across all three platforms. I would love to hear your stories because I have seen lots of people doing some really common mistakes. And I must say, there is nothing complicated. In fact, going on a video, even if it is live, is much easier than you think. Right? So let me just see where people actually join me today. Oh, we also have Ruth all the way from Yorkshire. How exciting is that? Thank you, dear Evan, for this comment. Great topic, Olga Geidane. I appreciate that. There's a reason why actually I'm doing this, because many people ask me for that. And just to reassure everybody, it doesn't mean I'm changing what I'm doing. I'm still a mindset coach. I'm still a speaker. But because I received so many questions, I decided to give more value about something what I think I mastered, maybe not to the very perfect level, maybe not to be absolutely master at that. And again, everybody is very different, but I overcame some of my fears and I managed to fix so many of my mistakes. We have people from Iran and India and Kosovo. That's exciting. Thank you so much for joining me all the way from Kosovo. I don't think so I ever had anybody from Kosovo at least mentioning they are. And Arab Emirates and so many other locations. This is amazing. Ruth, I like your comment. Not looking at the camera, although it's hard. There we go. Let's dive in. Exactly. By the way, this is my tip number 1. And Ruth, I love the fact that you mentioned that. As you can see, I am looking right now into your eyes, right? This is the very easy way how to connect with people, how to get into their heart, how to get into their soul. Let me show you the difference. Right now, for example, I'm checking what is happening on Facebook, right? Whether are there any comments or anything else. So you cannot see me, right? You cannot see me connecting. Very rarely, somebody will be checking other devices. What happens most often? People look at themselves. So if right now I look at myself and I look whether my hair is done well, whether the bow is sitting there well and the blouse, this is what many people do, right? They look at themselves almost like for that reassurance. But I must say, it is not about you. It is about what do you pass on to your audience. And the best way to connect with your audience is to look right into their eyes. As you know, in a real life, when we went to the meetings, we were taught look into people's eyes. Not everybody can do it, whether you are visual or kinesthetic. That's a big difference, right? However, when you're on a video, you don't have opportunity to touch somebody. You don't have opportunity to grab their attention with something else. You are there, and therefore the best way to connect with your audience is look right into their eyes. And that can be achieved with looking right into the lens, right? And here, little like sub tip of this tip number 1 is keep the camera on eye level, right? Honestly, if you would see the setup right now, you probably will think, what is she doing, right? Because you are right now, you sitting on the coffee table, and I have a little like stand and a book, because I want it to be perfectly leveled with my eye level. I don't want you to look at me at the bottom of the screen. I don't want to look down at you if I would sit like that. I want you to feel equal with me. Because if I'm sitting too high, you'll feel small. If I'll sit too low, you will feel above me. And if you do that, you'll lose the authority, right? So here it's all about connecting with the audience at the perfect eye level. Use your books, use boxes, whatever comes around, whatever is handy. Use all of that to help you to give that great eye level, right? Let me demonstrate it again. Right now, I look at me, and I would love to hear, how do you feel right now? Okay, type in the comments, how do you feel when I look at myself? And it almost like makes sense. And if I would be with somebody, maybe you paid attention when I was with a guest, I was still looking right into the camera, right? So easier for me is to look at my guest because I'm interviewing them, but I look right at you because then you connect with me and my guest is also connecting with me. Question is, how can we stop ourselves from looking at us? First of all, on your phone, use a sticky note. Put a sticky note if you film yourself on your phone, on the screen, but to make sure, of course, you see the camera, right? Don't hide the lens, right? So if you have a sticky note, you have no chance to look at yourself. So there are 0 distractions. It looks very narcissistic when you look at yourself all the time. An audience will just not like it. However, when you work on a laptop or computer, you can use as simple as just a white sheet of paper. Just put in front of your screen so you cannot look at yourself, and then you will be not distracted. So I wonder, what do you think about this tip number 1? And thank you, Ruth, for starting with that. I love that. That is amazing. I can see people join from South Africa as well. This is amazing. I love this comment from Evan on LinkedIn. Tip number 1 mistake, not being on a video at all. Bingo! Absolutely spot on. If you're not on a video yet, people cannot find about you. They cannot connect with you. They cannot learn about you. They cannot learn about what you do. So you should be on a video nowadays. This is how you connect with the world. This is how you can build friendships, build relationships, go on a date, and go wild with your business, right? I love that tip. Thank you so very much. We also have Kwame joining me from Ivory Coast. Oh, that's amazing. I love how international we are. Himanshu is sharing this tip about appropriate clothing. Yes. I mean, yes. 100%. And also he's sharing the tip about staying too close to the camera. Yes, there is a big difference between being too close or being really far. And here how you have to learn how to play with the voice. And I must say, one of my favorite people on the camera is Lottie Hearn, and I was on her show. If you tap on YouTube, my name, Olga Geidane, and Lottie Hearn, Confidence on Camera. She is like the stream of tips when it comes to be on camera. So, and this is exactly what she talks about. She says, if you come closer to the camera, then you can lower your voice because it's almost like you're sharing a secret. But if you come closer to the camera and you're really loud, you can be really intimidating, right? So here it's about how close or how far you are and how do you play with your voice, right? Because when you are too far, you might not be heard, but you want to be heard because you have a message to share. And I spoke so much already about that you have special message to share. So I love this. This is really, really important. Yes, the distance, staying too close or too far from camera is really important. We also have Brandon joining us from USA, which is amazing. Plain background or outside setting is preferred. Harsha, yes. You know, about the background, actually, there's one more tip from me as well. I always say, keep it simple or keep it something about you. However, we don't want any underwear on your radiators at the background. We don't want some mess at the background, right? Right now, I'm in my living room, and what you can see, there's a plant, there's the flowers, which creates a bit of cozy environment. Because I didn't want that to be very too professional or too cold or just a plain wall. Because to be honest, I'm wearing white today. Plain wall behind me will be just boring, right? So something would indicate maybe your personality or maybe it's just relevant to the topic. But I would say keep it clean, keep it just nice and pleasant to your eye, right? Because if it's not, if it is cluttery or, God forbid, rubbish around. And once I was on a Zoom meeting and there was lots of exercise what we had to do on a Zoom meeting, and then we had to share the surroundings. And I was horrified. I was absolutely horrified when I saw a gentleman sharing his surroundings, and there was so much rubbish on the floor in his living room. To me, that was just disgusting, right? I'm a very tidy person, and for my eye, that was a shock, right? Everybody has different standards. I'm not here to judge you. I was just sharing how I felt straight away because I saw so much rubbish on the floor. So here, think, whatever people see, they will judge you, right? Inevitably, people will judge you. So here, whether you want to bring a good impression, a bad impression, that's entirely up to you. But your background is really, really important. We have green screens right now. You can choose background. If you're on your phone, on a Zoom, you can do that, right? There's so many ways how you can improve whatever is around you. And I must say, if you would be in my house, probably about 3 weeks ago, in this particular living room, you would walk in and you would not know how to get to this particular corner. Because what has happened when I ordered my new sofas, which is these ones, I love them. When I ordered my new sofas, I still had my old sofas because the person who was collecting that did not show up on time. And then there was a delay with collecting those old sofas. And I had 5 sofas in one room. Okay, thankfully the room is not that small, right? So they could fit in. But having 5 sofas and going on a live video, that was a challenge. If you go through all my videos, you would never see all 5 sofas in this room. You would never see what chaos I was having in this room because I made sure that that chaos will not distract you from what I was saying or my guests on my show were saying, right? So make sure your background is always helping you to deliver a message, or at least it is not distracting people from that. Something what reflects who you are, something where you welcome people to your environment, to your place, and you show yourself, right? So you can connect. But please, no dirty underwear on radiators. I've seen it. It looks awful, right? It doesn't work. Unless maybe that's exactly what you work. Maybe this is exactly what your business is all about, right? That's entirely up to you. However, let's keep the background very clean, professional, so it actually can showcase what you do. Let me see where you are joining me from Turkey as well, which is exciting. I've been to Turkey, I love that. And Hyderabad from India. And Maria is actually on YouTube. How exciting to see Maria. Thank you so much for joining me. Maria actually was on my show recently with other two ladies who were speaking about mastermind. So you can go onto YouTube and you can type Olga Geidane mastermind and you will see Maria as well, because she's one of my regulars. She's my dear friend, and also she is in my mastermind. And also Howard, thank you Howard for joining me. That's amazing on YouTube. That's great. I love this comment from Shubhanan. Olga, you made mistakes, I doubt. Of course I do. Of course I do mistakes. Why do you think I'm making this video for you? Because I have done those mistakes. I have done those mistakes, right? When I was making a video and then I look at the background like, oh, I didn't remove those stuff. I didn't remove that. I was like, that's embarrassing. Or when I realized I was looking way from the top at people, I was looking at myself. I've done all those mistakes. I have done all of them, and that's why I'm doing this video for you, because I want you to be so much better than me. I want you to be so much more professional than me, because it really feels embarrassing when you do those mistakes. I'll be honest. So yes, I did that. Brandon, I love your comment. Lack of direction. True. Not lack of time is the problem. We all have 24-hour days. This is so very true. Many people, they ramble and ramble and ramble. And I must say, it is quite easy to get lost in your rambling. But also, it can be quite boring. The reason why I have my live show where I bring guests, because I'll be honest, even though I do have knowledge to share, even though I'm professional and I work with people, I have lots of messages to share, I do get bored of myself, because there's only so much how I can share with me, right? So that's why I prefer to go on live, because then there is amazing interaction, which I love, because I love to hear your comments. I love where you're joining me from, and I love answering your questions as well. Lack of content and too much digression. Yes, you're so right, Arsha, and that's why I do prefer with my guests also to stay on the top of our topic. Or if it is something like today, 7 tips, I will go through eventually all tips, but I love to also include your comments and your tips into here as well, because I think this is really important to make sure that you are heard and your tips are heard and highlighted as well. When you look at the audience, it shows confidence. Bingo! That's exactly right. Back to tip number 1, look right into the lens of the camera and keep it at the eye level. Okay, so let's just go to the tip number 3, which is smile. Smile and be welcoming. We have seen too many videos when people are too serious, they don't show emotions, they're too plain, and of course we know why, because they're stressed. And I totally understand them. And I must say that it is quite challenging to smile and talk, because then you sound weird, right? But it's possible. It really is possible. All you have to do, just practice. You don't have to smile all the time, but you can smile and then talk and then smile and then talk. Or smile in between, right? Because when you show your welcoming face, when you show your welcoming energy, when you are high energy, this is when people will also think that you are confident on camera. Here's the thing. They will never know whether you are confident, but they will think you are confident. And when people think you are confident, this is when they will connect with you even more, especially when you lecture them, especially when you share some information which will educate them. they don't want to learn from somebody who is not confident in their knowledge or don't seem being competent, right? So make sure you do project that welcoming, you do project that energy, because that will connect you with audience. But the most important thing here is to be you. So if you in your real life are more reserved, well, then in that case, be you. But still, smile at least sometimes. Welcome people, right? Just be more welcoming, be warmer. And also, if you are in real life very high energy, like for example, I am, then be you. Because the worst can be you, number one, on a video, and you, number two, in real life. And then there is a mismatch. People fall in love with you on camera, and then they see in real life, and they're like, oh, who is that person? I don't know that person, right? It doesn't gel. It doesn't go together really well. So make sure you do follow this tip. Number 3, which is about be welcoming, smile, be warm, right? Just be you, but be warm and welcoming. Tip number 4, which I think you will really like, and it's something what people forget very often. When we go, whether it is on video, or whether we go live, maybe it is just a picture, it is not about us. It is not about me right now, right? Of course, I need to make sure I look professional and my face doesn't look sweaty. That's where I use my powder, okay? I mean, it looks quite old now because it's like use and abuse. It is Max Factor. I'm not getting paid for this. I'm just saying what I use, right? So to avoid you sweating, you can just use a little bit of powder. That will reduce the amount of sweat which will be visible to people on camera, which will make impression that you're confident, okay? That's like little sub-tip about this, right? But what's important to remember that it's not about us, right? It's not about how we feel. It's not about what we are feeling right now. It's about the audience, right? So when I speak to you right now, I think about you. How can I bring more value to you? It's not about showcasing me. It's not about showing off me. It is about you, and once more you, right? Because when you go live or when you go on a video, mistake what people make very often, they start thinking about themselves too much. How do I look? What do I project? Is my head done well? Is my face all right? So avoid this by checking yourself on a video before. Record a short video, double check. Yes, okay, my hair looks good. My makeup is good. My clothing is all right. Okay, everything is matching. I'm ready to go live. But then switch off. It's not about you. It's about them. It's about your audience. And this is the magic. When you focus about your audience, you connect with them even more. Because you completely detach yourself from all those worries about how do you sound and how do you look, and you really project that willingness to help and to serve. So I wonder if this actually is helping you. Let me know if you enjoyed these tips so far, and let me know which one is your favorite so far, right? Because I would love to hear which actually is helping you, right? And I would love to hear whether you'll be able to implement them and how easy it will be to implement them. Please let me know. Would love to hear. But actually we can say, oh, my dear Jamie from Florida, that's so good. Joining me on Facebook, by the way. That's why I'm looking at my phone. And another person from Kosovo, that's amazing. And Trey as well is with me. And Niz Alfervis is from Philippines. I love that. How exciting. And that's a beautiful comment here. Always love your sessions, Olga. Thank you so much, Nice. You are such a superstar. And also, Vito joined me on Facebook. Oh my gosh, so many people. Trey as well. By the way, Trey also was on my show, as well as Jamie was on my show. Trey is an amazing person. He's a 15-year-old. Are you still 15, Trey, by the way? But very successful young man. Really admire him. Another tip from Trey, when they start with hi, Facebook, YouTube, ATC. Yes, interesting. So do you think it's important to start welcoming people, or do you think it's not? This I would love to hear from you. Let me know whether you think we should welcome people or maybe we should not. Will be really interesting to hear your feedback. So one more thing which is important to remember, this is my tip number 5 about videos, is remember about your techie side, your chargers, your laptops, your lighting, your phone. For example, right now I have literally everything switched on and I have everything plugged in, everything is charging. I don't want to be sitting here stressed whether my laptop will die, my phone will die, or whether I don't have a good lighting, right? So make sure you do have good lighting. I do have professional light in front of me so you can see me. However, even if you just have lots of natural light shining at you, that should be enough as well. The worst mistake people do is actually being in a darkness or having massive shades shining at being on their face, right? Or like, somewhere around them. So let's make sure we don't have that, because let's say if you look, for example, down at people, of course you will develop straight away a couple of chins, and then if the shade is in the wrong way around, then you probably will have 7 chins in front of 3, right? We don't want that. So make sure that the lighting is good. Don't repeat that mistake, as I've done in a couple of videos, being in a darkness or not having good lighting at my face, because people want to see you, right? So make sure you do avoid this mistake, being in a darkness, right? That's about the light. But also when it comes to take a side, it's not only about plugging in everything, but also restarting your router, your broadband router, if you go live. That's exactly what I do every time. You just restart your router, you restart your laptop or your phone, because everything can have a glitch. And when you restart everything, as you know, it kicks in even better, right? So making sure your techie side is covered is really important. And now I say, I've done this mistake before, when I forgot to plug in my laptop, when I forgot to restart my router, and then I would have a glitch. Another mistake which I also have done, which was traveling around Cornwall, just literally probably a month ago now, and not figuring out how am I going to go live doing my shows without having internet. I wasn't aware I'm not going to have good internet. So right now I have a little tool with me, which is just a internet dongle. This is from Vodafone. Again, I'm not advertising them, not paid for that, but I'm just sharing what I use, hoping that will help you. And right now what I have is my router, which is connected, the internet connected through a cable to my laptop, but also I have a backup plan, which is my portable internet, to make sure the connection is good. Of course, you can't avoid all mistakes, right? Nobody's perfect. And let's breathe when mistakes happen. Let's breathe when glitches happen. Let's just relax when things don't go right. Because again, at the end of the day, you're just a human. But when you prevent these mistakes, this one actually can really help yourself to look more professional and to deliver more value effortlessly, because you'll be well connected, you'll be well seen, and everything will be working, and your battery is not going to die on you, because we don't want that. Right, so let me see any more comments here. Looking straight at the camera is my biggest challenge. Thank you for sharing these tips. You are so welcome, Kwame. I'm so happy it was helpful. I hope you will use this, because this is the amazing tip which actually you should use. So please do let me know if you're going to use it and when you're going to use it. Even maybe tag me in your video so I can actually check it, because I would love to see that. Wonderful. 5 in 1 room, is that much big room? Well, yes, it is spacious room, thankfully. So yes, there were 5 sofas. But that's exactly what I mean. Avoid the mistake of over-cluttering your space. I couldn't do anything about it. I had to wait for a person to collect those sofas. Unfortunately, this would happen, right? But you can avoid mistake of showing clutter at your video at least, right? So make sure you don't show any clutter. That will be really important. I've got also Samuel joining me from Melbourne, Australia. How exciting. You know what, Samuel? I would love to go to Australia, and one day I will. We also have people from Dubai. Oh, thank you so much for this comment. Nice interactive session. Thank you. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. And yes, you're right, Rihan. Smile is one thing you can't hide. Exactly. Smile is valuable. When you show your teeth, you open up and you show that you have nothing to hide. You have good intention. So this is really important. Howard, ooh, I love this question. So good question. Thank you for asking me. Do you use a professional camera or do you film from a phone? You know, Howard, I was asked this question so many times. I must say, I do have a professional camera. I do. In a cupboard. That's sad news. It is in a cupboard. Because I found it easier to use my laptop. I find it easier to use my phone because these two tools are always with me. They're always there, right? Whenever I travel, my laptop, my phone is always with me. And little tip here, little cloth. Right now you're thinking, little cloth, what it's all for? It is for cleaning the lens, cleaning the camera spot on your phone or on your camera. All you have to do, just get closer to your camera, clean it, and then the image is much clearer, right? I figured it out a while ago, and what was fascinating, when I was doing my own selfies, when I travel, obviously I do my own selfies, right? And then people ask me, and I remember even professional photographer once asked me, Olga, I love your pictures. Who does them for you? And I said, me? Didn't know what to say, but that was me. I just simply learned how to use my long arm. Okay, thankfully it is long. I call it selfie arm. And I learned how to play with the camera. I simply learned another tip, a part of playing with camera, a part of having selfie stick if you want to, a cloth. By wiping your lens, you will create much clearer image and the impression will be like you're using professional camera because it's so clear image. Of course, your internet speed is very important because your internet speed will determine how clear the video will be in general. But if I can't affect internet speed, at least I will always wipe my lens. And you will notice big difference even when you take pictures with your camera. Just wipe the lens at the back of the camera or in front if you make a selfie. And check out old pictures. And you will see old pictures will be quite smudgy or blurry and will not be clean. Right? So that's the tip which I also can add to the techie side, right? Make sure your techie side is sorted. So that's answering your question. I use my laptop because also in my laptop, it allows me to go to the chat. I also can see if there's an issue, I can quickly, whilst I'm talking, log in and I can fix issues, which I have done so many times. The important tip here is to use your peripheral vision so I can still look at the camera whilst I'm playing with maybe going to different tabs and fixing issues. Takes practice, but you can do it. Of course, you can have an enormous team around you who will do all this work at the background. Of course, you can do it. Because I'm quite a spontaneous person, very often I do spontaneous live videos, going live here and there, a part of these videos right now. I prefer to do it on my own, which serves me and it helps me. So I'm cool with that, right? So that's about the professional camera. I have a nice comment here from Adnan. Hi Olga, very good lady, is it lady? From Turkey. Thank you so much. Ahmed, you saying you were late today. It's okay. You are here. That's the most important thing. Stay blessed. You too. I'm so happy, Ryan. You love this. This is amazing. Thank you, Ahmed, for highlighting number 5 tip. Be conscious about lights in the video. Yes, because let me just demonstrate to you. If I will switch off this light, you will see the difference. It seems like I'm just like having light on my face, but let me show you this. I'm gone. Can you see? And very rarely people actually think about it. right? So just little light, it's not that expensive, but it will help you to have more light on you, and that will help the message to be heard better, because many people, they are so visual. In fact, about 70% or so, I think it's about 70% in the world are visual. So we need to see in order to understand, right? So let's remember that. Wonderful. So my next tip actually was about voice and posture, right? I covered the voice a little bit already. That's the tip number 6, voice and posture. However, I would like to combine again in tip number 6, because our voice depends on our posture. Because if I'm gonna sit like this, my breathing will change straight away. And that's about me slouching just a minute ago, right? Well, a few seconds ago. So if you noticed, all my videos, I'm always sitting up straight, right? I never do videos when I'm just lying down, because again, I'm quite far from you, when I'm slouching or when I'm not straight. Okay, right now I'm sitting on the edge of the sofa because I want to keep my spine straight. When you keep your spine straight, this is when your voice gets projected even better. My other favorite thing to do is actually to do stand-up videos. I love doing them because the energy then is even higher. But I must say, with me having such a high energy already, sitting still works. However, think about doing videos standing, whether it is recorded or live. If you feel you could have done with a bit more energy, just stand up, because when you're standing, the energy is so much better. However, there is no such a rule as you should do that. You can do whatever feels right for you, sitting or standing, but I would say, even if it is sitting, keep your spine straight, keep your posture straight, because there's one more thing what that will create. It will create the impression of you being confident, right? And that is really important, because when you're not confident, this is when actually you don't sit straight, this is when you don't walk straight, this is when you actually slouch, right? Because you want to hide, you want to really be hidden somewhere. But we don't want that. We want your message to be out there, delivered to the world, because you do have something very special, right? So this is my tip number 6, and let me see what we have here in the comments. We are getting noise. Something is touching the microphone. Oh, that could be my little piece of paper. Thank you so much, Ahmed. I really appreciate that feedback. You see, it's important to actually... Tip number 7. That was my tip number 7. And you see, I'm just showing you how I'm not perfect as well, how I'm also making mistakes, because I'm going to tip number 7, which was about background noises. And I'll share about this in a minute. Shubhahan says, Olga, I'm saying you don't make mistakes. Oh, no, I do. I really do. Like, even now, I made a big mistake, right? I didn't realize, because microphone obviously is on my Mac on both sides of the keyboard. Well, that's a new Mac. That's why the microphone is there. I think so, it's there. Well, at least speakers are there. I don't have to know where the mic is, all right? But what I was keeping that piece of paper with all the tips in front of me on that. But in order for me to move through the comments, I had to use my mouse pad. So I was moving the piece of paper on the top of the keyboard, and therefore you could hear the noise. And that was my tip number 7, which is, again, is showing that, we can always improve. We can always get better. Because my tip number 7 is about background noise. How many videos have you been listening to, watching, when actually there are dogs barking? I mean, I love dogs, they're amazing, but keep them away, because it is destructive. Or kids shouting. Like, even in my house, I do have my 14-year-old, but I always tell him, please, at the time when I go live, no games, no talking, no running. I even switch off my doorbell, because I don't want postman to ring my doorbell, right? So very often I will receive after my show little notes slipping through my letterbox saying, oh, we missed you. Of course, because you were ringing, but I was live, right? So it's important to reduce all background noises, and especially when you wear a microphone. I don't wear a microphone right now because there is really good microphone in my Mac which actually works, right? So I don't use any other microphone. But when you use a microphone and you attach it to your clothing, you got to be really careful what it is attached to, Careful with your earrings. This is what Lotte Hen talks a lot as well. Girls, when we have earrings and they're all dangly, that's why, as you can see, I always wear very small, tiny earrings because they create zero noise. They're not even noticeable, right? Also, scarves or jackets, lots of materials that will create a noise when you attach microphone to your clothing. So this is really important to make sure that people can hear you really well and completely remove all distractions. I removed all of them, but I was moving piece of paper on the keyboard, right? That exactly shows you how sometimes something what you don't even think about can create a little noise. It could be your squeaky chair. Oh, it drives me nuts. And I remember once I was on the radio and there was a squeaky chair of the host. And I must say, all the time I could hear was that squeaky noise. And every time I would just cringe because to me it's like, if I can hear it, everybody else can hear it. This is a tip. If I can hear it, everybody else can hear it. Don't think if you can hear squeaky noise of your chair, if you can hear you clicking the pen, if you can hear you doing something else, others cannot. They can. You could even hear the noise of me moving the paper on the keyboard. That's how powerful a microphone is, right? So let's make sure you don't repeat these mistakes. Don't move paper around on the keyboard like I just did, right? But it just shows how sometimes something little, which kind of doesn't even need that much attention, will still disturb people to hear you, right? So that's important to remember, that we need to pay attention to the noises at our background, because it's not about being perfect. I'm not advocating being perfect. What I'm talking about is make sure that your message, your powerful message, your gift, something what is within you, heard by masses, heard by people who need to hear it, because only then you can tap into their soul, into their heart. And if you have too many distractions around you, your message will be not heard or will be not taken the way you want it to be taken. So that's why it's really important to remove all the distractions and all the noises around you, right? So make sure your message is clear, including music. I made a few videos in the past which were having too loud music, and people reported to me, Olga, music actually is very distracting. That's why now I prefer not to have any music at the background, especially because you never know when you have to pay royalties, when you don't have to pay royalties. There's so many rules about music which you can use, which you can not use, so many seconds and everything else. So that's why I prefer not to have any music at the background, because then the message is all about what I say, right? There's another beautiful comment from Joshua. I'm sorry for the honest compliment, but your personality comes through the best on video with short hair. Sorry if it is out of place feedback, but I'm usually honest and upfront. That's interesting, you see? And I'll explain you why. Because short hair looks more professional. Long hair looks more feminine, which could be quite distractive, right? That's why actually short hair works better, right? I do like my longer hair now because, well, when else I will be able to wear my long hair? So you probably will see me with long hair a bit more longer. But yes, I agree with you. Shorter hair is always more professional. It's always more clean. It's always more like straight to the point. And longer hair is more about being feminine. But guess what? I'm feminine and I like that. But thank you so much for your comment. Really appreciate that. Ahmed, thank you so much for highlighting number 6, posture, number 7, background noise. Appreciate that. Devi, answering your question, which mic do you use? I have lots of mics. I have high mic. I have another mic which is a bit bigger. Right now, I use no mic. It is just my laptop's, my MacBook mic, which is built in. That's it. This is what I learned long ago, that actually it just works. It works, and that's why I don't overcomplicate things. I simply use the built-in mic because it works. But yes, I spend so much money on different mics, on different techie side, cameras and stands and everything else. And I must say that my favorites are my round light, which I'm using right now, which I showed you already before, and also just a built-in microphone and built-in camera. That's it. Simple as that. So, Joshua, I hope she's not using Mike. Poor Mike. That's a good joke. Oh my gosh. Yes, I'm not using Mike. But yeah, thank you so much. Howard, yes, do you ever make recorded videos or are they all live? Yes, I do make recorded videos. And I must say, before I used to make a lot of recorded videos, and for the last few months, I make primarily live videos. And the reason is I enjoy your interaction. I enjoy seeing your comments. I enjoy seeing where people are joining me from. I enjoy laughing with you. I enjoy talking with you because this is about interaction. This is when you can ask me a question during this video and I can answer this straight away. I do make my own videos when, for example, I get inspired. And as you know, my content is all about real stories, right? I think this should be extra bonus tip here, actually. Yes, let me share with you a bonus tip. Okay, so I shared 7 tips, but this is the bonus tip. Bonus tip. Bonus tip is about stick to being real. Being real to something what is relevant, right? All my content, whichever you see, whether it is live videos with my guests or whether it is a videos which I'm creating and posting later, or maybe these are the posts, like pictures in a post or just literally a post, just few words, everything is real life stories. Absolutely everything. I keep it real for 2 reasons. First, if that impacted one person, and usually all these videos are based on me working with my clients or me having interaction with the audience when I deliver my presentations and workshops, right? So if one person could relate to that, many more people can relate to that, right? Because we are human beings and we all are different, and yet we have the same issues, and yet we have the same challenges, and yet we have the same fears, right? So if one person could relate to that, then many other people can relate to that as well. And a second reason why it's important to stick to real, because you will never forget that. Right? That's why very often when I'm asked to speak about something and people give me a few ideas what they would like me to speak about, I know I can speak about that. I know I can because I know my topic. It could be slightly twisted, depends what environment it is. If it is corporate world, I'll make it more corporate. If it is more like, let's say I'm talking to women, I'll keep it more a female-oriented topic. However, or like even descriptions and stories within my story. But at the same time, if it is real, I know I will never forget that. When you are trying to talk about something you don't know, something what is not really your content, something what you, unfortunately, it happened with me as well, when people steal your content, when people steal what you talk about, when people steal, literally, I had situations when, particular ones, and I will never forget that, I delivered a speech on a day to one group of people, and on that day it was about how to become influencer, because it's not about the numbers, it's about delivering the value. It's not about being like, oh, I have so many followers. It's about whether you do transform and change people's lives, right? And I remember on the same particular date, the person who booked me actually issued a very similar content, right? And to me, that was quite upsetting. However, I took it as a compliment, right? If people copy you, that means they don't have their own ideas. That's how I look at that, right? If you must copy somebody else, that means you don't have your own ideas, right? So I looked at that, I recognized that, I realized that, and I was like, good to know you didn't have your own ideas. Simple as that. Right? However, I was having so many situations when somebody would call me and would say, oh my God, Olga, can't believe. Like, I was just about to post this, but you actually posted today about this. Do you mind if I still post it? And I'm like, of course, I don't mind at all. I'm not here sitting and checking who is posting what, who is copying me, who is not, who is stealing my content or is not, I appreciate when people reshare it. I appreciate that. I really am grateful for that, because I know that actually creates even more value and even bigger impact in the world. But when somebody who books you to speak on the day posts about what you just spoke on the day, I wouldn't do that. But that was me. Okay, so people are different. Let's just remember that people are different, and it's not nice to copy somebody else's content. However, there is another explanation when very often people in different parts of the world, different times, however, around the same time frame, will come up with the same topic. It happened to me so often because we all are connected to the source. And whenever you are channeling information which you want to pass on to the audience, because the message is the same, you will just channel it in a different way. That's fine. I also had situations when, for example, a friend of mine, Diana, she posted something which I can't remember what it was exactly. And then I went live. It was literally in the morning. And I was talking about this. And she's like, oh my God, Olga, can't believe you speak about the same thing. And I was like, wow. And that was literally my first kind of contact with being on social media that morning. I did not go even onto the social media. I literally just went live on social media. So I wasn't even aware of that. But it just shows how sometimes you just receive the same information from the source which need to be passed on to the audience. But just, I would suggest, be mindful, because if you are copying somebody, stealing their content, one day you'll be discovered, you'll be caught, and it'll be your reputation ruined, not theirs. Simple is that. Anyways, I will finish off, but let me just read your few last comments, because I enjoy reading them and I love receiving them. Thank you so much for this amazing tip. Amazing tips, Olga. That's from Shumahan. Thank you so much. And Joshua says, if you are recording videos, it can have long-term relationship building and SEO impact. Why not open a YouTube channel? Ta-ta-ta-ta-ta! Joshua, I do have a YouTube channel. If you go to YouTube right now, literally please go on YouTube right now, type my name, Olga Geidane, and subscribe to my channel. Because the reason why I go on 3 platforms at the same time, on LinkedIn, you cannot do search on videos, but you can do search on YouTube. On YouTube, it will be saved and you can go anytime. On LinkedIn, the wall will go down, right? That's why I'm also on YouTube, because I do know it's important to have it. So Joshua, thank you so much. This is really valuable tip. Everybody else who is doing videos, make sure you do have your YouTube channel. It is the best searching platform after Google, which actually can help you to establish yourself as somebody who knows what they talk about, somebody who actually is sharing lots of value, right? So yes, I do have it. So please make sure, go on my YouTube channel, subscribe to that, and you will find so many videos there with so many amazing, inspirational, wonderful people. So we have people from Mexico as well. Thank you so much, Olga, for joining me. That's amazing to see you. I like I like these comments. Honestly, it's amazing. Oh, thank you so much, Saeed, for saying these amazing bonus tips. Thank you, Olga. You are so welcome. You are really, really welcome. And Jenny, yes, it is all helping people put your own spin on things. Exactly. I must say, it's quite challenging right now. I'm not saying difficult, I'm saying challenging to create a new bicycle, to create completely brand new content, because of course there's lots of books, there are lots of videos, there are lots of speakers, there are lots of different businesses, but it is about doing that your own way, right? Bringing your own energy, bringing your own spin, just like Jenny says, right? Just bring your own spin, do your own things, right? Do it with a twist. That's why, I remember somebody, before I finish off, somebody told me, Olga, you know what about your videos? They are so high energy. You're so smiley. You are so full on. Why can't you be like Victoria Beckham? She's so calm. She's so holding herself together. And I was like, no, because that's not me. I can't be Victoria Beckham because I'm not Victoria Beckham. I love Victoria Beckham and she's amazing and I admire her. She's fabulous. but I'm me. And if somebody doesn't like me and my high energy, guess what? You don't have to listen to me. You don't have to listen to me. Those people who are on my energy level, who want to learn from me, who want to be high energy themselves, who want to get inspired, they will listen. And everybody else, tough. What can I say? There's so many other people who are not like me. And guess what? I will be not offended simply because I don't like everybody as well. And those people whom I don't like to listen to, I don't listen. It's very simple, very basic. So thank you so much. And Himanshu, thank you so much for subscribing. Really appreciate that. So yes, there's lots of favorite valuable content, and I must say some of the videos are really my favorite because some of them were created with some really inspirational people like John Grave, Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus, and oh my gosh, so many people. I mean, the names are just popping in, but I'm not going to take your time to go through names because there are hundreds of names, hundreds of people already interviewed, and they share their best tips, they share their best value, and oh my god, you can really learn a lot from that. And of course, I'm not sure who exactly is that because it says LinkedIn user. But the question is, Olga, I share some of your videos on Reddit. They are amazing and inspirational. And thank you so much. I appreciate that. This is an amazing thing from your side. Thank you so much. Joshua, why not to add subtitles? Your accent is nice, but heavy. So I think your subtitles and captions on LinkedIn and YouTube videos might go well. You know what? That's an amazing tip. And I love that. It's really valuable, really powerful, which I think will work really, really well. However, that requires a lot more work. And the reason is English is my fourth language. And I appreciate that you say my accent is nice, but you are right. Some words are still quite heavy because it's my fourth languages. And give me a shout out, those people who speak 4 languages. I would love to hear from those who speak 4 languages, or at least 2, okay? Show me thumbs up if you speak more languages than 1, right? So for that reason, even subtitles sometimes will obviously go wrong. So that's why I don't use them, because unfortunately, sometimes it created some really gimmicky phrases, and that's not what I want to be known for, right? So I'm sure that majority of my conversations and majority of my videos are understood. And I'm sure it's possible to understand majority of them. Otherwise, I wouldn't be having so great interaction here. But yes, I appreciate your feedback that actually sometimes it is quite hard to understand everybody. And I must say, I do know personally so many speakers who are native English speakers or native Scottish speakers or native American speakers whom it is quite challenging to understand. So, you know, before it used to really upset me, but right now I realized I am me, I do my best, and this is what I can do. So subtitles, I do my best to not to overkill my videos with them, because again, to complete the video with entire subtitles through the entire video will be quite a lot of work. And guess what? I'm not a YouTuber. And I keep saying, I am not a YouTuber, right? I'm a coach. I am a speaker. I'm here to deliver messages. I'm here to share value. I'm here to inspire, motivate, and educate. And that's exactly what you can do. Okay, I'm not pledging you to become a YouTuber. YouTuber is an entire, completely different thing. I'm not aiming to be a YouTuber. And that's why I'm not saying how to make perfect YouTube videos, because I'm a coach and I want you just to be best at what you are. And that's why I wanted to share these 7 mistakes which you need to avoid in order to pass on your knowledge, your expertise, your gift, and your talent to the world so people can get inspired and learn from you. So thank you so very much, everybody who joined me today, whether it was on Facebook, whether it was on YouTube, or whether it was on LinkedIn. I'm so happy that with you, I can be myself, I can be raw, I can be transparent, I can be me, that person who actually is going live with you every day. Today, I was just me sharing my mistakes, which I have made in the past, and mistakes are also have seen other people made. So thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you so much for your comments, for your participation, and thank you to those who subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's amazing because you will see there's so much valuable content which you can learn and apply in your life. I'll wish you a wonderful day wherever you do. Stay tuned and learn how to apply these tips. Please let me know, how did you progress? Please update me, because for me, if I can inspire one more person, if I can make a difference in your life or in lives of those people with whom you're going to share these videos, I'm going to sleep really well because I really want to make sure that people can live up to their full potential. Remember, you have a special gift within yourself, a special knowledge, a special expertise which you came into this world with. And that message of yours needs to be heard. So I really hope that these 7 tips to avoid and a bonus tip will help you to create more powerful videos, which actually will help you to transform so many lives and to deliver your valuable message. Thank you so much. I love you lots, and I'll see you tomorrow at 7:30 a.m. on my live morning session, 10 minutes of inspiration with me here on LinkedIn. It's not going live on YouTube or Facebook. And for the last 2 days, I didn't manage to go live because of the issues with a little bit of, it was not going live from the platform to the LinkedIn, but I fixed it again. So I'll see you tomorrow live at 7:30 a.m. at LinkedIn, going live for 10 minutes. Join me there and see you soon.